Good evening, everybody. Well, this is a post, you might say, about last night and the Garcia Porter fight, and also the HBO Superfly 3 fight. And well, I'll start with the Superfly 3 because I was expecting a lot more than was produced last night. These guys usually put on a show, and I had to correct myself from yesterday when I called Juan Francisco Estrada, Carlos Estrada. It's Juan Francisco Estrada. But Estrada last night looked rather lethargic. He looked like he wasn't really interested last night for some reason. I think because of his last outing. Then I heard he was complaining about his pay in that card last night. To a large degree, I understand where he's coming from because he's, like I said before, one of the better fighters out there in the game. And just like yourself, you go on a job and you feel underpaid and underappreciated. After a while, you're not going to give your best on that job. People want to feel that they're getting paid for their worth, or at least somewhere close to it. You know what I mean? You want to feel appreciated. But anyway, that was a sort of a letdown last night. But that card, and then the Porter fight was a real good fight and everything. But some of my biggest fears surfaced in that fight, and one of them was Danny Garcia's output. He does not throw enough punches. And last night he didn't to sway the judges. I think he threw the better, cleaner shots. His shots were look more effective and more boxing like technique wise. But it's just that Porter outworked him. He threw, they said, 200 and some more punches. So that right there, when they said that, I said, uh-oh, he won the fight then on activity alone. It's not that either guy really hurt the other at any point in the fight, but Garcia just didn't throw enough punches to sway the judges. It was a good fight though, all in all. But like I said, it's really, really hard to look good against Porter anyway. But because of that swarming, ugly style he has, it's just that I just personally don't appreciate that style, and so that's probably why I was leaning towards Garcia to hopefully dissect that. But it's really, I guess, a hard style to fight against anyway, because his style is so unconventional. You don't know where he's coming from. He doesn't do anything textbook. And I guess some people might see that and say that okay, that's a good thing. But I do like some convention with my boxing. There's certain things that are just textbook you just have to do, and he doesn't do any of them correctly, but he's effective because he's so strong and he keeps coming. And that's what the problem is. These guys have to find a way to put a dent in him. And I'm thinking, personally, that's to the body. And nobody gives him a sustained body attack. Uh, Garcia went there a few times during the fight, but it just wasn't enough. You have to really go at his body hard, but at the same time, stay on guard. Stay on your guard. You can't just, of course, when you go for body shots, you leave your head open. So I guess he didn't want to take chances with the incoming or the counters that would be available with him staying at the body too long. So, like I said, he's gonna be a tough nut to crack for some people. But now they're talking about him and Earl Spence Jr. I think Earl's going to destroy him. Earl is that guy. See, this is another fact I didn't bring up. That Garcia is a moving up fighter. He's basically new to the welterweight division, and Porter's been there the whole time. Garcia is a junior welterweight primarily, so that could have been a distributing factor there, or the differential in the strength factor, because we all knew that Sean Porter was the stronger of the two. But like I said, this Earl Spence deal, I think this is going to be what I want to see, and someone really, really dealing with Sean Porter, because I just don't really see a place for him in boxing. I mean, he's semi-successful, you know, but and I say semi because he's been beaten before. But like I said, you've got to be willing to throw a lot of punches with him, and really step into the fire with him. But all in all, we'll see. I'll just have more to say when that fight gets closer with him and Spence. But I just had to come on and do a little rebuttal about that. But all in all, everybody have a good evening as always, and I'll talk to you soon.